Welcome everyone, this is Caton here, and in today's golf vlog I'm playing the Highlands 9 at Pheasant Run, which is a par 37. And shout out to our newest subscriber, Matt O'Leary. Welcome to the channel, brother, and if you haven't already, make sure you press that subscribe button. We only have about 17% of the people who are watching the video subscribe, so make sure you click the subscribe and don't forget to click the like button. Let's get into it here. First hole, 521 yard par 5, using my 4-iron. Try to pump it out as far as I can and hit it with a nice little fade. Didn't get a chance to warm up. There's no driving range in this golf course, so I had to take a few practice swings up on the tee. Second shot here, 328 yards, using my 4-iron once again, and I'm trying to use my fade to kind of take it around the corner, but I ended up hitting it pretty straight and thankfully get a pretty good bounce off this tree right into the middle of the fairway. .157 yards, using my 7-iron. Pin is slightly above the hill there on the green, and I'm trying to use my fade to get up there, but I ended up sculling this one, and I actually lucked out quite a bit. I ended up just being at the back of the green. So now we have a little chip here for birdie, using my 54-degree wedge, and that rough back there was super thick, and my club got caught up in it. So now we have a bit of a lengthy par putt here, and make not the greatest putt in the world. I end up missing it quite substantially, so uphill back to the pin for bogey, and now we are +1 after one. Second hole, 347 yards, using my 3-wood, and I'm trying to play up by that bunker and kind of let my fade take me to the right, and I somehow end up hooking it into the trees and get the luckiest bounce out just under the tree there in the rough on the left-hand side. Pretty happy about that one. 205 yards. I'm using my 6-iron. Pin is at the front, or sorry, pin is at the back of the green here, and I connect so well with this ball, and I ended up flying the green. I'm a little bit in shock of how far I hit that 6-iron. I'm really questioning my yardage, but what can you do? Now I have a pretty challenging chip here to put it on the green and put it close to the pin. And I don't make a terrible shot, a little bit longer. It ended up rolling out a lot longer than I was anticipating. So now we have a pretty hefty putt here uphill. Ball finally stopped. About 12 to 15 feet uphill. And I smoked this one. Thank God I hit that pin. Otherwise I would have been probably 10 feet beyond that pin there. And so we are +2 after 2. Par 3 here, 128 yards, using my pitching wedge, and I'm just trying to play my ball over the right edge of that bunker there and let my fade kind of take me in towards the pin. And I make a pretty good strike here. Was happy with this. Like, I don't know. Anytime you're within 20 feet of the pin on a par 3, you're pretty happy about that. So now we have a birdie putt here. And I make a horrible putt. One thing I will say about this course is that the putting green beforehand it's medium size, but there are no flat areas on that putting green to really test out the speed of the greens. It's very undulating. All right, so we run away with a par there on the par 3, 360 yards. Fourth hole, par 4, using my 5-iron. Just trying to punch it up to the 100 mark and make a nice poke, exactly what we drew up. So now we have 170 yards in, using my pitching wedge uphill a bit. And I connect well, but it ended up being a bit long. So my ball is somehow flying a lot further than usual today. And I end up hitting the ball right in the forehead here. Not too happy with that one. I end up crushing it. So now I have a pretty decent sized putt here for par, which I was not anticipating, not expecting. And I make a pretty good putt. Oh, just lipped out. My brother is convinced that the COVID noodle is in the cup, and he thinks it rimmed out of there, but I'm pretty sure it didn't. I think the noodle, the pool noodle, is a little bit further down than he thought. So, anyways, I'm giving myself a bogey. He's saying to check the replay, so. Off to the next, 5th hole, par 4, 350 yards, and I just pull the crap out of this ball. barely goes into the woods. It's just about a few feet into the woods, which we'll see right here. And so now I'm just trying to punch this through. I have a bit of a gap there, and I'm trying to put it into the fairway. And I make a great little punch shot here. I'm getting good at these because I've had lots of experience. And so now we have a decent little wedge shot, pitching wedge shot in, 119 yards. Front pin and make a great strike. It's looking good lengthwise, just a bit left, but nonetheless a great shot, and it'll look at par here. So about a 12 to 15 footer again. And from when I was standing here, I thought it was going right to left, which is crazy, and ended up going left to right. Bit of a, I don't know, sometimes that happens when you go to read a putt. I even read this on both sides, but anyways, off to the 6th hole, par 5, 427 yards. Pretty short one, but it is very tight up there. Not much room to really land the ball in the fairway. And my ball is tracking the bunker, and we're in the bunker. So now we're forced to lay up. I'm just basically trying to get it in the fairway 100 yards out over these trees here. So it's not too bushy or anything, so it's easy to get over and make a good strike out of this bunker. I didn't catch too much sand. I caught most of the ball, so it was a great shot. And now we only have about a 78 yard, 54 degree wedge shot in here. And make a decent strike. It's a bit right. It's funny, I only missed this pin to the right by maybe 15 feet or so, and I'm just off the green. So it's a pretty narrow green. Now a bit of a downhill putt, and I crush this one. My putting is not, it's either, my putting strength is not very good today. So now we have a bit of a par putt on the way back, 4.5 feet or so, and thankfully we drain it. So we're +4. After 6, on to the 7th, par 5, 521 yards. And this fairway is sloped really hard right to left. And I made a pretty good shot here. My ball landed in the fairway and then rolled a bit down to the left into the rough. So now we have about 279 yards in using my 4-iron, ball slightly above my feet in the rough. And make a pretty good strike. I can't really hit this one any better than I just did. And so we put myself into a decent spot just in front of the green, 53 yards out. Here's my 54 degree. I'm just trying to put this as close as I can, aiming a bit to the right so we can get a good look at birdie. And the ball just checks up on me a bit there, unfortunately, but still a good look at birdie here, about 10 feet for bird and a slight right to left. And I just didn't hit it hard enough and just miss it, but we walk away with a par. So off to the next, par 3, 165 yards, using my 8-iron, and just aiming the left-hand side of that green, let my ball come back in, and this is a fantastic shot. I'm finally starting to hit the ball pretty well here in the back half of this front 9. So now about 7 feet away for birdie, and I just miss it again. So off with a par onto the last hole here. This is a par 4, 340 yards, using my 4-iron once again. And this is the last hole, so I'm hoping I can get away with another par to shoot a decent score here. Make a decent strike. Pulled it slightly to the left, and I'm wondering if the tree is going to be in my way here. And I'm hoping it's not. And thankfully, it's just out of my way, so I'm going over the right-hand side of that tree. Make a decent shot, but once again a bit further than I was hoping. So now I have a putt here from the fringe of the back of the green. And I end up crushing this one once again. So got to practice that putting. So another look at par here. And I just miss it. So end up walking away with a 42 and a par 37 +5. Just trying to retake this shot here to make sure I don't suck. And I suck. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this 9. If you're going to play it, I hope you enjoyed the round because it's a beautiful course. I'll see you guys in one of my next ones. Peace.